PNP is mad about it. They are crazy because they have nothing, right? Nothing to compare to what the Prime Minister is doing for this country. And that is the reason why Mark Gordon, Dayton Campbell, Peter Bunting, and the entire PNP criminal organization against him. People of Jamaica, the PNP don't like development. Every time this government, every time this Prime Minister want to move the country forward, the PNP bring the Prime Minister, bring the government to court. Every time we come on to solving crime and violence in the society, the PNP criminal organization bring the government to court. And people, let me tell you something, to how good this Prime Minister and this government is, right? Even though the PNP bring them to court, right? Because they are fighting against crime and violence, this government have put their money where the mouth is, and today we can reap the benefit, right? 37% reduction in crime and violence without Mark Gordon help, without Peter Bunting help and participation, and without the entire PNP criminal organization participation in fighting crime and violence in our society. The Prime Minister, the government have come upon many hurdles, like the watchdog groups who is fighting for the criminals in this country. But people, I want you to know that this government is serious about bringing down crime and violence in the society. When the Prime Minister said to us in 2016 that we're going to sleep with our doors and our windows open, he was serious about it. He was serious about it. And if the PNP criminal organization, matter of fact, if Peter Bunting at that time did agree with the Prime Minister to get rid of these criminals, these gangs in our society, Jamaica today would way more down, right, in crime and violence. But thank God that the most honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness never deterred. He never get weary of the government going to court. He cares about the people of Jamaica. He cares about the people, right, in Jamaica. And let me tell you, people, Mark Gordon don't love Jamaicans. Mark Gordon don't love Jamaica, right? Mark Gordon is the enemy of the state, right? Mark Gordon said him no benefit from FINSA, but the government paper said that Mark Gordon, Peter Bunting, DB&G, Darren Bunting and Gordon is a big beneficiary, right, in FINSA. And Mark Gordon, to how he lie on wicked people. And listen, everything that Mark Gordon say time out, right, I lie. And listen to me, don't take Mark Gordon word for nothing, because Mark Gordon mean this nation no good. Mark Gordon tell us that he want power people, and he want power for him and entrepreneurs friend them, not fit take care of the poor people of this country. And we know who is Mark Gordon entrepreneurs friends in this country. It's not us, right, the Jamaicans. No, it's for him, and him segregates from England because Mark Gordon not born a Jamaica people. Mark Gordon not have no passport for Jamaica. A matter of fact, where they ain't gonna get one. Let me tell. Why they ain't gonna get one? When him a fat enough, Mark Gordon no business nothing about Jamaica. And Jamaica, we need to see Mark Gordon birth certificate. We need to see Mark Gordon health record, and we need to see Mark Gordon paper. Care about us. And remember when Mark Gordon got to the budget presentation with his manifesto, right? And Mark Gordon declared that he's going to give Jamaicans under 30 young people $1 billion, right? $500, $500,000 each, right? Yeah, man, to pay them on their house. Let me tell you something, people. Those that $1 billion only can help 20, right? 2,000 people, sorry. 2,000 people. People, let me tell you something. Those 2,000 people going to come, or those people is the comrades. Is the comrades that $1 billion that he said he's going to set aside for social media influencers. People, I want you to understand that is not for us. It's the PNP criminal organization supporters and gay man and gay woman. Mark Golding support gay. The PNP support the LGBTQ community. Oh no, don't vote for insanity. Vote for the most honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, who cares about Jamaica spirituality, right? One man to a woman. And that the most honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness believe. I hit the Jamaica Labour Party believe. You know, don't vote for insanity. You know, don't vote for Mark Golding and those gay guys, the LGBTQ community in Jamaica. Vote out the PNP criminal organization and make them go home forever, forever. If you don't want development, if you don't want a peaceful Jamaica, if you don't want to see a Jamaica that grow, right? If you don't want to see a Jamaica that prosperous, you don't vote for the Jamaica Labour Party and vote for the most honorable Dr. Andrew Michael Holness.
Well said, well said.
Amen, amen.
Well said, amen, brother. Well said, well said.
General one, your time.
Good. I don't think I have so long, but
No,
I just
man,
want
so what
to.
you have to say, man? So what you have to
I
say?
just want to piggyback on Jamaica 87 regarding his assessment, his observation regarding the recent removal or the vacancy seat. As it not said the vacancy seat as it relates to Prince Kamika. Remember, guys, that the Prime Minister has taken the IC process to court. I won't say the IC, but the process to court for judicial review. Now, how I'm looking at this when it comes to Prince Kamika, in the court setting, how I know the court run works, because I work for an entity that basically from time to time is in the court because of certain matters, right? And how I know it works is that the persons who would have worked on the file for the Prime Minister in terms of his statutory declaration and made certain assessment, pronouncement, and conclusions, right, and recommendations, and cancelling out recommendations or not moving forward recommendations may be called to make representation at the courts. Now, to remove Miss Kamika at this moment, Prince Kamika at this moment, when she would be more or less valuable to the Prime Minister, or valuable to the entire process, or valuable to the court proceedings, to me, is totally wrong. And people need to see it for what it is. Another thing too I'd like to raise is that it came out in the media that they had asked Greg Christie to stay on, in other words, renew his contract. Why didn't they ask Prince Kamika the same thing? Something smells funny. Something smells like fish. Something not smell right. Something smell rancid, nasty, and out of order. I landed.
That not sound good. That not sound good if them ask Greg Christopher submit back his contract. Because I was looking at it too, Why they don't have a committee where these person that get these big position, they don't vet them. They just scrape up somebody off a road and throw them in a position like that.
So Plank,
It is dangerous for the country.
So Plank, on the 17th of February, Mark Golden asked the Governor General to ensure that no strongly politically affiliated person is appointed to the Integrity Commission.
But
And if that's the case, how is it then that this man that them says was at the
Dayton,
wedding or whoever, the friend of
Dayton Campbell,
Dayton Campbell,
Dayton Campbell was his
how is
best
it
man.
then? Because for me, he's affiliated to the PNP. So how is it then
Yeah,
that he's appointed to
and him and Dayton
that
Campbell
board?
had friend over 20 years.
Yes. How is it
Then
then
I
that he's appointed
understand,
to it?
and this is the thing I don't understand too. Why they never vet this man properly before they give him a position?
So is it a case where you know what everybody who have something to do with this they're questionable? You know is
It
it a
seems
case where that new lady that come inside there?
because that
There's
new lady says she don't have no she them not have she what she wants some them
something
say
more
them
tangible.
yeah
Put it
and she
that way.
said she not see it, she
She,
not question it
she haven't seen nothing tangible at the moment to
right.
suggest that there is anything improper.
But I don't understand why Prince Tamika never submit back her contract. What if she got threatened not to submit back her contract?
Well, you know what? Maybe it's a case where she just want to walk away from this. No one know because it's,
I don't think so. I think she get threatened.
as much
She,
as
she,
we.
she did renew her contract. She did renew her contract, and if in this one nationwide, they said she did request for her contract to be renewed,
All
and
right.
they did not.
Okay.
Never give her back her position.
As genuine one
Right.
said, as genuine one said, you know, she would have been, you know, a valuable person to the case that is coming up. Nonetheless, I do not see her not getting her contract back. I do not see that as an issue when it comes to the proceeding, the case proceeding that is out there. That shouldn't be an issue unless it's a case where paperwork or anything gonna go missing now, but that shouldn't be an issue. What the issue gonna come in is the person who they bring in, or the person who get brought in now, that person is the one who's gonna be causing the issue because they're gonna be asking that person to open case that has closed. Now, legally, can they do that? Are they allowed to do that legally? That's the question. If the case closed already, as the woman closed it already and said there is nothing to answer to, there, you know, not if and no further action will be taken or should be taken. The question is, can they, when you get an NFR, can in I know in the Westminster system in the UK here, the only way you can open something that has been closed unless new evidence come forward.
You're correct. So you're correct. So unless they are able to come forward with not new evidence, new information,
Yeah, new yes.
right? New information, whether the information is credible or not. So that is the way that's how they can basically come forward. My issue again with this entire IC is that not necessarily the IC, but we'd have seen where in parliamentary meetings the PNP would come out and say, boy, them here said this, them have information said 8 person, 6 person, that amount of person. Now that you have somebody that is close to the General Secretary of the People's National Party, when they come out, when they come out and keep on making these pronouncements, what should we be thinking? My view is that this gentleman should remove himself from the process. If I were him, I wouldn't have taken on that job. And for me, Data and Campbell would have done that man a disservice because a lot of us, more or less, some of us would probably find out that that man is affiliated with Data and Campbell. But Data and Campbell is one
So
who came out on media and basically endorsed the man and indicated that he has known him for over 20 odd years. You follow? So
genuine one.
something is not right.
Something is wrong. Let me ask you a question. So if this man come and read what Kamika write and they found the Prime Minister guilty of illicit enrichment, what would you think go happen in Jamaica?
All right, let me comment. The Prime Minister wouldn't have been. There's not the Prime Minister is not necessarily charged for the issue of the Prime Minister. That's not necessarily illicit enrichment. If you would have listened to the assessment when they would have read out the assessment in Parliament, and even when the media houses were reading it out, one of the things that they would have recommended for the Prime Minister to be charged for is an emergency contact on people's bank account. I can ask everybody here right now, and I can say if you have a bank account, you would have experienced this when you would have been taking out your bank account, when you have been applying for the bank account. There's a section on the form, whether it's electronic or paper-based, that requires you to indicate who is the next of kin. A lot of time when you write that piece of information on that document or you type it in or insert it electronically, what you find is that the person who you would have put as your next of kin don't necessarily know about it. They don't know.
About it.
So the next, yes, so the next of kin is basically an emergency contact. And the lady would have rubbished that argument, right? So for me, and then there's another thing that they would have indicated. They would have said that they wanted to know they wanted a schedule of expenses from the Prime Minister. And I'm saying if I ask anybody here to give me a schedule of their expenses for the last 2 or 3 years, it will be challenging. But you need to ask the Prime Minister for his credit card and his bank statement, and you go through line by line items to right? And then the Prime Minister also has accountants. And then a forensic audit would have been done on the Prime Minister of Financial Affairs, and nothing untoward came out. So something is wrong. This is kind of witch hunting type of behavior. Something is off.
Mr. Lawrence is not only Dayton Campbell friend, but Mr. Lawrence is Dayton Campbell daughter, godfather, children godfather.
Anyway, Paul.
You want to mute me?
Yeah, man, with it.
Mute, you know? Anyway, you see me gone out a question. This one with me, you know, people like every man I give I think about the IC thing there. No, it should to be told for one body like that for work effective. When me see that do, I can't work that way because I can't have unpicked PNP people and put them in the figure go give a genuine assessment about the labor right. And now go do it. Maybe if you work out the next way, you would have biased to if peer labor right they in there. Nevertheless, me not agree if you then go continue with it in a state where they if you have a balance, you have to put the same amount of labor right in there, same amount of PNP, they unpick some people from the public to give an account. They can work, you know, because the idea it would have all right, but if I say yeah, did up and put one full PNP organization to manage over labor right. It's not gonna work. I then kind of get up and tell like anybody like when the Prime Minister. And then everybody in that country believe, you know. Everybody believe in Austin, you know. So Austin is really the road if we go clean up, you know. And enough people believe the Prime Minister taking both money and run up a full argument, you know. So, I know, like, can have effective, you know, effective card. People put out the propaganda, them out a rule. And this body should be wholly responsible for this, you know. And nothing for you go no court and left out and this and that and that. You can't man character out on the road and while I'm like dog. No man who don't want nobody do them so. And then Mark Golding no come say wrong, you know. The next thing, why they not investigate Mark Golding? We think that business them there. How they know hold Mark Golding accountable for nothing where him do or him get himself involved in. Mark Golding say him start looking taxi in. And he won't be agree upon you know, and then he come back and change him out. I know like first time days when you talk things and nobody now have it on record, you know, the on record. I mean have a whole for them. Him structure integrity commission, you know. The integrity commission work on behalf of PNP, you know, work on behalf of people in my country. They might do things to fit for them won't feel in other words. They might fit them face in their nose. They not have to do the right thing. Integrity commission can be good, but it have a balance. If you have 5 liberty, you have 5 PNP, and you take from the member from the public, make it body effective. Can be same way, it can be same old. And me, right now, would I tell them for ban it till further notice. Ban it because me no see how even PG and the whole of them, all of them get away with all of them nastiness, yet the labor have to come bear cross when they get away with all that nastiness. Me not understand them. This not right, brother. Long time this not right. You can't have one body if you investigate everybody, investigate one set of people and leave another one them out of it. And then no one can tell you say them have integrity.
But who are this the IC? Who are this Integrity Commission? I also note that the attorney, the Auditor General, is a part of the Integrity Commission, and I'm saying that I think they should remove the Auditor General because that person serves an independent type of function. To me, when you have that being there, I think that's conflicted. Because more or less you consider that to be self-review. If you're part of an organization, you can't necessarily review. You shouldn't be reviewing any aspect of that organization's affair. So I think it's when they are looking at the law, I think that's one of the things that they need to consider removing.
Paul, one second plan. Paul, I see where you mentioned about for the integrity of the IC to be intact is to have people from both sides as part of it. And I think that in itself is one of the reasons what they was trying to avoid, you know, why they're trying to make it be an independent body. And it's not independent. My suggestion is not, I'm not rubbishing your suggestion, I'm making my suggestion. My suggestion is this. In order for it to be properly independent, for a body as important as that, in order for it to be proper independent, it's for them to take it out of the hands of Jamaicans, so to speak, and put it into proper independent people. Get people from overseas. Either yes, you can have a few people from Jamaica, but either person to head it, as the dominant one said on there. Why does it have to be a former judge or senior judge in order to be there? Maybe the reason that with that dominant one is because they want to say they want somebody with integrity. Now, is it only a former head of judge of integrity? We see clearly that Pantan wasn't someone with integrity. So when they went on and put him in and installed him as it, I am quite sure they thought Pantan, a man of sound standing, a man of good character. They did not know that he was just a mole in the camp of the PNP. So that's why they put him in there. Now they should have learned from their mistake, and that's what I don't understand. By putting in another woman inside there, not another woman, but another senior judge inside there, it tell me that they not learn. Whoever done it, it tell me that they're not learning. So for me, they should have gone for someone independent of Jamaica to head that body. Maybe 3 or 4 people who are gonna be in proper decision making position to head that body. Yes, they can have a few investigating officers from Jamaica who, when they do the investigation, they're gonna bring it to them people. Those people they bring it to gonna look on it with clear vision to say, hold on, let me see if this match up with the facts. When we give you the terms of reference and you go out there and you do an investigation, when the tour come back, when whatever you investigate and you bring it back to me, I'm gonna look on it and refer it to the terms of reference to see how you do, and then we work from there. At this moment, I do not think that whoever they put in from Jamaica is
But
gonna
Black
be
King,
free and fair.
but Black King, you have to understand, say, remember, so we are going to public, so we have to learn to control
Yeah.
and uphold the own thing, We have to learn to live with the one
That's why I say
another.
at
We have
this
to
moment.
be fair. We have to be fair. So guess what now, no?
Yeah.
The Integrity Commission to work for both parties. It has to be both sides taking part in it, because we
But it's not about.
we already investigate.
It's not about
We
both party,
already
Paul.
investigate.
It's not about both
No,
party,
hold on,
Paul.
allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish.
No.
Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. I
Okay,
can't
go
judge the
ahead.
matter before it here. It is a case where we know already investigate it thing and know say a PNP people in there, no brother. As the man who investigate the Prime Minister, Peter Phillips place him in there, Peter Phillips bona fide man, him work man that
Okay, so take it before this man we're talking about. Take it before this man that we're talking about. So those persons who left, so take it to those who left. So the previous people, them, so to speak, a lot of them were PNP affiliated. They've got some form of affiliation to the People's National Party. But it's not just about the political party, though. They're there for Jamaica. They're not just there to look into the affairs of the political party.
But that is what we see them do. What we see them do. So that's why I say, in order for this thing to be fair and balanced, you have to have both sides with. All right. So, for example, if it's a 12-member board, you have to have 4 Labour right funny, 4 PNP, 4 people from the outer street there.
Paul,
but why is the 4 of the ones from outer street them a PNP?
Paul, no.
What if 4 from
Paul,
hang on, Plank, say something and then let the genuine one say something. And I'll be back shortly.
None of these people should be political affiliated. All of these people. No,
you know why I say?
No.
You know why I say, my general?
Paul, no.
Paul, let him finish.
Paul, I'll let you talk. Because it will be always unbalanced. This is not parliament.
Make genuine one speak after you, Plank.
Yeah, when you have 14 sit down over here, so, and 49 out over here, so. This organization is not private. It's supposed to be neutral. Nobody does be PNP, nobody does be Labour, right? Because these people investigate lawmakers. You understand what I'm saying? Genuine
brother,
one.
the only way you're going to get a balanced state with them people, you have to have a balance from both sides plus members of the public. Believe me, I know me, I tell you. Because guess what? PNP one.
Listen, man. Everybody knew their mind.
No, go and investigate. Then we buy a
Hold on, Junior. Hold on. Let genuine one, you go come. Hold on, Junior, because
Paul, we hear you and you're going to say it over and over and the same thing. Paul, when you look at, when you do something like that, you know what you do? You run the risk of people on either side, whether GLP or PNP. Let's say me is a member of parliament. My friend who is a GLP will come to me and tell me, say, boy, the IC I investigate me. Right? And if me a PNP, my friend, I go come tell me, say, the IC I investigate me. Right?
But that
and
was
then
it.
what happen now? Hold on, listen to me now, Paul, and then me, let's say me have some untoward. Me can't go and fix up my books in the background or whatsoever. To me, that is messy and it runs the risk of
No, but
something
that
that
was exactly what was happening.
no, I'm
No,
saying no. Listen, whether or not it is happening, it is totally wrong. Too
it is
wrong
And that's why
can't
wrong.
me
make a
explain
right.
to you say it have a balance.
So how it a
Too wrong
balance? How,
cannot
Paul,
make a
how it
right.
a
It cannot
balance?
balance.
How it a
The,
balance?
the,
And put
the
four
IC would not
PNP
be
and
effective.
four, it not gonna be effective.
So
And
what you
12
have
panel.
now, you have a oversight, parliamentary oversight body that is comprised of both JLP and PNP.
And the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? So the oversight body can have that. The issue with the oversight body, the IC is saying that the oversight body don't necessarily have any power over it, only the courts. You follow? But again, you still have the oversight body that has persons from either side that can ventilate the issues, right, in an
And
effective
view
way
the problem.
yes. So I don't want them to be institutional in the entity itself. That will cause a lot of problems. And Jamaicans, I can tell you, when people start
Yeah,
running information and run with
yeah,
news,
man.
you hear say the
Corruption.
IC, you hear say everybody corrupt. Everybody need to see the IC as being independent and fully sterile.
I'm fully neutral.
Well, me know say that now work because guess
All
what?
right.
We support a political party, and me I go bias to my own, and that the one I go bias to for them one. So
Paul,
if
that is
if
not
we say
that
four,
is
we
not
do two
Paul, that
investigators.
is not integrity. That is not
No,
integrity.
but in
We don't want our
general,
country. We
then
don't want our
try
country. We
already,
don't
then
want
try
the country
already
run
and see
like that.
corruption will come out of it.
Hold
Then
on,
try
Paul.
already
Junior.
and you see
Hold on,
biasness.
Paul.
You see
Paul, hold on.
biasness will be
Junior,
there.
open your mic, Junior. Junior, open your mic now. Junior.
All right. General. Me no so think in a box as everybody else, you know. But me have to look for
Dear thing, man.
workable solution to problem.
Hold on, Paul. Let me hear what Junior has to
Yo,
say. Come, Junior.
all right, hear what me I say about the whole thing. As when him they say, scrap everything. I'm been talking that from day one. Scrap it, and rebuild it. Anything where the PNP have anything to do. We are the government in charge right now, right? Let's scrap it. You remember the man where used to run the pool when and him dead from Kia, I think a Cayman him come from, right? Plank.
Who that?
Plank.
Yeah, who that?
There was a man independent. Him not come from Jamaica. Him was the only one where do pool and it correct. When me again, him dead though.
Trinidad didn't come from, not Cayman.
All right then.
I
You
mean,
notice that is the only man where do pool honest, and he's not a Jamaican brother. So I feel say. See, like how they may have that man come out here as a private when name the
Leave name
pool.
in the comment there. Name Bill Johnson.
Hold on a minute, Jordan.
a
Yeah,
solution to
so
problem going on.
I believe you scrap it, brother, and get some overseas private man come do the thing, brother. If you even want to put two Jamaican, because here what happen now, you not have no Jamaica. Whether you believe it or not, you know no Jamaica where neutral, you know. No Jamaican is neutral. Me can't tell you that. All you hear people talk about they neutral, none of them no neutral. You hear? Worse, you understand me? So I believe say scrap it and restart it over. You understand me? Because I can tell you, say, you see the next 3 months for the election out because you know that guy staying there and the head one for that corporation. Me I tell you something else I go come up on the prime minister. Something else I come up on the prime minister. Enough type things them where Tamika
Now come up with the next lie.
when name there. And more things are gonna come out and them are gonna overturn it and say, see the Tamika when a prince in a princess in a lie and I come up with something them. May I tell you sir that I go on. You see, all of this organization where the people them farm, they feel abandoned, brother. Because them is not for Jamaica. Them is political. You understand me? Fan Trevor man with the whole of the, you think Trevor man will go sink or go shove the PNP under the bus? He's not going to do it. You understand me? The only reason why you see them come up with all some of this, the way name the PNP them in it, actually they don't want to look away. You understand? You hear them get fined and them paying the big money. Come on, man. Let us smell the coffee, brother. This is not cocoa you drink, a coffee. So we have to wake up to the coffee smell. You understand? Wake up to the coffee smell because right now, as me say, abandon it. Scrap it. If they want the Jamaican government to fund it, scrap it and rebuild it. Private people from outside come and do it. And the private people, they're not supposed to come from even one armed country too. Take one from Guyana, one from Trinidad, or one from Barbados, or Canada, or whatever. And that is my belief. And I think Milan right you know.
Me could have gone a full package order sitting I could have
Hold
work
up,
in favor of the whole entire country.
Paul, hold up. Uncles.
You know, sir. Me don't know why we are dwell on the IC thing. Me not see how it's important. Oh yeah, man. Make jail people life go on.
Well, guys. A lot of investment, a lot of things going on, and them not like that. So them now, them want coming back for wreck the country. So when them come in and wreck the country, them a carry back 300 years, right? So when we get it back, we have to go start all over. And we are not going to give up because we're not going to make them coming back to go and wreck the country. And again, the IC don't make no sense. Them need to revamp it or something. Because the PNP, them not good. They are no good for this country. They are just a government of records. And that's my take on it.
Anisha, me not think it's so easy for this try or revamp. Me not think because of the clause and the contracts
Me know.
that was signed. I don't think that is so. It is so easy for them to revamp it so quick. We make a mistake. We make two mistakes with the IC. The lady who appointed the other day, she tricked me. She was a big blunder. Understand?
Oh my, where's the plank? Then she trick way.
She tricked me.
Listen, yeah, we know from long time. You know, we should have known from long time. That's what I said earlier.
Yeah.
We did it. We tried it with Pantan. We see where Pantan trick us, and now we're gonna
Yeah.
say this one trick us as well.
Yeah. But Winston,
Nah,
send a
man.
request, Winston. Winston, send a request. But
We
tricks
see
are for
where
kids, you know.
we see where Pantan trick us,
What
and
make
we're
them
gonna say
don't
this
make
one
me
trick us as
be
well.
the IC?
Yeah, the woman that trick me, brother. She trick me.
What make them don't make me be the IC?
Who said that?
Paul,
Me,
Paul,
Mr.
go sit down.
No,
Paul, go sit
Paul.
down.
You're gonna bring in.
No,
You're
no,
gonna
no,
bring in
no, no,
PNP.
no,
You're
no,
not
no,
Jamaican.
Paul.
You're
Paul,
not Jamaican.
Paul, you're gonna
Paul,
bring
you're
in
a labor,
PNP
right?
and
Paul,
JLP,
you're
and
a
you're
labor,
gonna pick people
right?
off of the road who can
I
be
wanna have
PNP
the
and
PNP.
JLP. So
I
you
wanna
could
have
have
the
your
PNP. I
PNP.
put them
Una
on.
gonna allow me to talk, I wanna talk fuck, you know,
You
man.
wanna what message do it.
Una gonna allow me to talk?
Punkers, go
You're not
ahead.
sleeping at
Go
Punkus.
ahead.
You're not
Sure,
Punkus.
man. No, man, brother. No, how do we do the thing, you know, man?
Go down the road,
All right.
Bunkers.
Hear what me I say, Zane? Me don't know why we wake up on this blessed Easter morning, pagan Sunday, yeah, and I thought them fuck here. We have a whole heap of positive things to talk about what the government is doing and is going to implement, right? But me tell you something. Plank, you say, you know, it's so easy for revamp. Me gonna say this for the final time. And me just hurt me when me say it. The Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Michael Holness, are the boss, are the Dan round here. If him get up and say, hey, scrap this, it have to scrap because it's a parliamentary body. It's not an executive agency, you know. And even if I'm an executive agency, it get funded out of the budget, right? So me I say, it's not hard to do. When me know about politics, from my time in politics, nobody can sneak in. Nobody can squeeze it in. You understand me? Them know who them are appoint. Due diligence have to be done for them thing here. Now for the time, it's a friend thing going. Whether them are PNP or GLP, it's a friend thing going. You understand me? Because if you see a body operate a particular way, and you have the powers, you understand me, to neutralize that body, why you allow the body to continue and continue and continue and continue? You get what me I say? Me say
Because
Bruce
you
going
love
to do it.
problem, boy. You love problem.
No, I'm not a problem. Let me tell you something. You see, this is the problem I have with Andrew Holness. I'm going to say this proud and
Too lay
loud.
back, man. Too lay back.
Andrew Holness, thank you. Andrew Holness too afraid of harsh criticism like dictate and him something there. Brother, them I go call you all kind of name out of the book, no matter what you do. You understand me? So I better you say, look, you know, we're not going to have this. We're not going to have this. Brother, and you run the country. I will say, yo, this body is not operating properly, not operating to my liking as the Prime Minister. Because guess what? If they can do me so, imagine person with lesser power, what am I going to do?
Lock
You understand me? Lock it down. Who want to criticize. And if you know one public body and you criticize me, then make sure you get fire. And if a police will fire you, if a 2, 10, 15 year per your contract, out of the consolidator will pay you a fuck off with you. I will say, well, the government broke, I will pay you for a contingent basis. But a precedence has to be set that you cannot do as you feel. Though the money gone up on the man apartment, gone talk about room and how that illicit, how that for them business. Them overstep them book. KCC that if not do that. And then gone over this. So if they do thorough investigation, they would actually say it was 3 years ago the man legged the property there and give him son.
Look out,
So that not have
look,
nothing to do with him.
look on the building were built downtown without permit.
That not have nothing to do with him. What?
Look on the building were built downtown without permit, Punkos.
Exactly. You understand me? But what may I say is that there is nothing secret or hidden in a politics. Believe me. Believe me. You understand me? There are certain things that I not go say, because I can't say it out loud. Right? But it's a friend thing I go on. You get what I say? It's a friend thing I go on. Because enough time, you have a labor mate in a particular position, You understand me? And them have a top PNP friend where I'm bridging. You get what I say? Me give an example of something. I use myself. So I not incriminate nobody else. Me and Damon are bridging. You understand me? So what Damien appoint me as a laborer to a school board now in the constituency. You understand me? That possibly could have happened all the while.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a friend thing going. So nobody fool yourself, so them don't know. It's just that say we expect them
Him just a look at fire as a virgin.
as
And
a
the work
bridging.
is there. Him just a look at you as a
Yeah.
virgin. Now look and say, Chuck Bunkus a labor right.
Labor right, exactly.
Yeah. I look fire as a virgin.
So enough of the time, me know disappoint my bridging, you understand me, by acting more aligned to the Jamaica Labour Party than being balanced and say, well, the school work have to be done. You understand me? That's the problem. But may I say, the IC matter nah go away. It'll forever stay. Because remember, people have to say the Prime Minister did something wrong, The IC never said that, But how the IC panelists frame it, how the PNP ran with it, that had the illusion out there. And there's nothing what the Prime Minister can do or what we can do to make people don't think, say, I saw it go. And that's the problem I have. That's why you have to stamp on them bodies here, right? And say, look here, the body have to function in the right way. Now, what I say is that we have great accomplishments. We have great implementations that is coming on stream. When we upon a platform as powerful as this, we are giving light to something that is negative against the Jamaica Labour Party and its leader. We can highlight other things because no people who are listening on the For You page are 79 now, we are 80 away. You understand me? These people want to hear more stuff that is happening. Right? Enough people still don't know say Jamaica repair ship. Them don't know that. We fix ship, we take the big old ship them out of the water and fix them. And money that we are get. You understand me? Enough people don't even understand say the thing out of ferry, the logistics center. Them don't understand what a logistic hub. Rotterdam logistics hub. The largest logistic and wharf in Europe. Google Singapore logistics hub, the largest. What Andrew is carrying and see what is happening. You understand me? These are things that is beneficial to the country where the regular poor man will not talk about, I'll get whole heap of jobs. Imagine 5,000 immediate workers just to construct it, and another 2,000 are going to work there. But what happened to the maintenance and the delivery people who deliver goods and services? So the direct employment is 2,000. The indirect employment maybe 3,000. Because the amount of plumber, electrician, maintenance man, delivery man, driver, contractor, all them something there. Whole heap of things are going the ICT. We can't argue with it all time.
And then Punkos, you have like private garbage truck, I pick up garbage, so you have more.
Exactly.
It's going to be a total spin-off.
A total spin-off.
But
right?
So another thing too, the Prime Minister is basically paying attention to what is basically happening in the global space. And as you can see, they are planning to build out the logistics hub, build out the ports, and so that they are not necessarily left behind left behind in terms of logistics. In other words, a lot of ships, they are planning for a lot of ships to come to Jamaica directly. So as to avoid going to more or less Miami or elsewhere where the tariffs would basically apply. Currently now Jamaica is basically doing that where you have a number of ships that come in, larger ships come here, and what they do is they unload the motor vehicles and then smaller ships from Jamaica take it to the smaller Caribbean countries. So we basically have we have a strategic location and we have a strategic resource, which is which is basically the harbor, which can basically assist us, and we can see where the government is basically moving in that direction to expand it and enhance the operations.
Thank you, genuine one. You know, one of my contributions when me component platform is to enlighten persons of possibilities, right? You know, say if me was an MP, right? You see the business place in my constituency, we would have a meeting with them and say, listen, if we really want to see real wealth, make we go in a maritime business, right? What I mean by that. So you have, let's say, 20 business, right? Come together and say, make we buy a ship, make we buy a container ship. You understand me? So we pool together and buy a container ship, right? Now, that ship there is so we have a shipping company where ship goods there. We have the 7th largest natural harbor in the world. Let me turn off that subject. Yeah. We're the 7th largest natural harbor in the world. Imagine if we have business people now start going to maritime. You understand me? More and more of them are buying ships. So Jamaica directly own lots of ships. That means the things them can ship out of Jamaica quicker and ship into Jamaica quicker. Just do a YouTube on how much a ship make. You understand me? And yes, say, I know good businesses. When me want to see would be MPs them, right? Whether PNP or GLP, when you have a constituency, what is the commercial activity you're going to bring and implement into the constituency? What is there in the constituency that you can turn into a commercial profit, and you can have a profit share for everybody in the constituency? So you cannot make a sign up. These are the 10 or 15 or 20 businesses that we are going to invest into. You understand me? We're going to bring in private investors, private equity, we're bringing banks and say, all right, we're going to set up this. I'm going to example of something. Jamaica make a lot of juice. The juice we're making in Jamaica, the sap for the juice, we'll take it from Brazil. You know why? Jamaica don't grow enough mango, enough carrot, enough apple, enough banana, enough pineapple for fully service the juice market in Jamaica. So we'll buy most of the juice from Brazil. We have to decide, say, you know what we're going to do? Everybody will have a little piece of land, you know. We're going to plant up in another constituency, you know. You understand me? Just imagine, say, more and more constituency are trying to develop indigenous homegrown businesses. I said this already, and people take the task. Most of the high school them in the rural Jamaica now ever win the Costa Cup. Most of the high school them in Kingston now go win Manning Cup. You have a top 4 or 5 schools where I go win Manning Cup. Why you have them other school here, right? 20 or 30 at school here. We have this big old play field now, do nothing. So you have a play field which can be a farmland. We can better service the community and service the people in them. Right? You can turn it into a massive farm and a skills training center. Convert the school. Convert the school. So you have people who are actively do hydroponic farming, open air farming. You have people who are maintaining the hydroponic systems. Then we become specialists in maintaining hydroponic systems because we are teaching from the school level go right up. We can start export these people to other countries in the Caribbean and in the region, right? If we develop these things. Haiti is the world's largest exporter of pineapple. Which country you think carry pineapple got Haiti? Just tell me, which country you think? Jamaica. But yet still, Haiti are the world's largest exporter in a pineapple. It's joke thing with upon joke thing. We have to revamp how we set up the communities, how we are set up the economy. Right? And everybody are going to be Usain Bolt, and everybody are going to be Shelley and Fraser, and everybody are going to be Walter Boyd. You understand me? We have to decide what is beneficiary for most of the people then. We are not doing that right now. You're not actively pushing.
Paul, why you continue on the pan? Why you cutting
Don't
on
let
the
me
mic time, Paul? Make him jump off on the platform.
no man, me knowing good, you know. Me knowing good.
Paul, you can't do that, virgin. The
No
man
man.
attack, the man
Well,
attack, and you cutting on the man. You make him man jump off our platform. Not do that, man.
all right. But guess what though? Me know me in good, in good. In good, man. Very good. Anyway, brother,
Hold
when I see
on,
this
man. I know
music,
you're time to talk, virgin.
hmm.
Mr. Winston, morning. Mr. Winston. Okay, wake up.
Hi, morning, guys. I'm here. I'm listening to Punkus as usual. Punkus not only come and give information, but Punkus also give solution. Punkus not only give information, but Punkus give ideas. And this is one of the things that is lacking in our society, my people. Me telling you something. We need more people in Jamaica to read, to watch, to analyze, see what is happening in others' jurisdiction and how beneficial it is to their people and to their economy. And we can see what can work here that can bring about revolutionary change to our society. Or we know can develop both technology, the overseas ideas are our own, right? And bring it to the fore so we can learn as a people to start create wealth. Virgin, we must know that in the 60s, for a matter of fact, let me go back a little further. From the 50s, Jamaican set out to create wealth for themselves, right? Unfortunately, we are one of the most local disaster of a Michael Mann in 1972, where we killed off a lot of entrepreneurs who run away.
Analyze.
No, I'm not. When I say kill, I mean physically kill.
Sorry.
Right?
So
Destroy for a better word.
Yes, thank you very much. Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Destroy that energy of our people.
Yeah.
And then the 90s, the final nail of driving to the coffins. Last night I was listening to Leonard, and let me tell you, brother, I fall asleep going to my bed.
I tell her, Mr. Winston.
A broken and a dejected person. And let me tell you something. This man, at first acknowledged, this man lived the pain of Jamaican people. He lived it. This man is coming out of the beast belly in terms of information. What has happened to all the working Jamaican who have created creative ideas, who are trying to create wealth for themselves and their family, and also for the Jamaican economy. And let me tell you something. Sometimes you have to question it. If even international forces are up against us as a people and as a country, right? Because when you listen to the PNP nowadays, you realize that they are on their march, ready to take over, ready to come and do the same thing by bringing back us 30, 40, 50, 60 years down the trenches again. You understand? So it's unfortunately that Paul let Punkus have to leave, but we have to give people a chance. Yes, we are having a discussion, right? And we don't want one person to control the conversation, but we need to give a person a chance when somebody's on something positive and something substantial. So we can listen, we can learn. Let the part of your brain we think trigger. So we can come up with creative ideas, brother, to build a better Jamaica. Too much of our people believe our future lies in North America. Right? Too much of our people believe say the only opportunity we have is in England or Europe. Why not Jamaica? Why we can't have a future here? Why we can't create wealth here for ourselves and our people? Jamaica people, we need to get real. We need to get real. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Morning, Kevin. Morning, Kevin. How you doing? How you doing?
Yeah, man, there. Mr. Winston, we want back up what we hear last time on the program, you know, with the brother there, like that. Brother, me tell you the truth. Me hear somebody say a while ago we must have people on both sides, brother. That is not integrity to me. We have to have neutral people who are on the Integrity Commission. We can't have people on both sides because that's conflict of interest. And you can right now a man will come and talk, make it look like say boy him have integrity, but when he in a job and he get corrupted by other people, you know what's gonna happen. You understand? So me now nobody will talk about say we want people from both sides. We want people with integrity, so we don't have no affiliation with nobody. People neutral as what Plank said earlier on. You understand? We have to have mutual people to run this, brother. And if we can't get mutual people to run it, we get rid of it. Completely. But at the same time, we need somebody to really look upon the government to acknowledge and can correct when time somebody is going the wrong way. And that's my 2 cents about it, you understand? And as me we say with Punkus too, let's us forget about this and talk about the achievement of what we go on in the country. That means say too. Because remember, say election come and people want to know the goodness of what go on.
Kevin, one of the things too, you know, when the good things too, you know, you see I think this is the Prime Minister, and I think somebody else was saying the number of hotels that are being built, hospitals and other buildings and infrastructure. And you find that Jamaica is short on plumbers, and you have art that is basically offering this type of skill set. So the little corner, the youth up on the corner who believes every morning, boy, you need to have a special in your hand. Enroll in one of them trust agency here, institution here, and basically get a skill, and it benefits you.
But
Plumbers now, you know, I charge premium, you know, premium money.
But genuine one, let me tell you something. Yeah, we say yes, that is the plan, and that's the thing. Yeah. But how many people who would sign up with art are going to choose plumbing? Because
when I say encourage them, no, I'm saying, you know, we are here on the platform, you know, and we are here on the platform, and it's for us to encourage persons, right? Yes. A lot of them don't necessarily know, because I can say this to you, it's not to discourage and say how much of them are got or whatsoever. You will have persons who want that skill set. It is in demand. I can tell you, there is several housing developments in Jamaica right now are short on plumber. And when I think it's scarce and then you acquire that skill set, you can charge a premium. So let us encourage persons to go that direction, and not to say, I'm not saying that everybody is to, but I'm saying we need to ensure that we have plumbers instead. If not, we will have to be importing labor.
I agree with you, genuine one. But let me tell you something. Remember, say in art you have choices, and a lot of people, you know.
I don't have a problem with the choices, but I'm just saying, just put that out there as one of them.
I know, yeah. But let me tell you something. You see, the part of Jamaica I go now is a good part, and me agree with all these things coming in where they want to Jamaica to be self-reliant on a lot of stuff. You understand? In terms of skills training and whole thing. I'm want to enlighten everybody on the platform about something what I want refresh my brain this morning by Jamaica Young Police. And I have to put it out there because a lot of people don't understand what we into these days and the way our technology advance where the mobile phone that you have in your hand is a tracking device and also a listener. Even if you take out the battery out of it and throw it one side, it's still listening to you. And I've been told about that for years when by intelligent people who work in intelligence about how people can track you with your mobile phone and all the thing. I want people to understand it's a very serious issue right now, and that's why Jamaica now is into this. Is onto this platform now where they're using malicious malware or spyware to track into criminal organization platform. And it is a good thing at the moment because you notice that the crime rate 2025. You notice the crime rate in Jamaica reduced, and because one of them is one of these things. You see, a lot of criminals have been getting caught nowadays. That's why they, even with the scamming thing, you see them coming and they're taking out people out of Jamaica because they find them with this scamming still. It's because of, I forgot the name of the organization where Jamaica log into at the moment, and they're using that system at the moment to track criminal around anywhere there is. So when a man come on the phone and he start to talk about how much people him are going to lie down the road or whatever, that don't mean he get away with it because these spyware have been picking up all this information, but they only track you. I think it's called GeoNet. If you hear about it. Never hear about GeoNet? They take your mobile details, your MEI number, your phone number, your email address, and all this or something. All of these things linked to this database system. And they've been tracking you 24/7. Yeah? It's only a matter of time for them to come and pick you up. And I want people to be aware of it. Where every single man is being tracked once you have a mobile phone. If you power it off or whatever, it still is recording. And a lot of people need to know about that. Same thing with your smart television in your house. Yeah? This smart meter what we are using over here. All these things are designed to track people. I just want people to be aware about that on the live this morning.
You've been watched.
You've been watched by the big brother.
Yep.
As I said, we're living in the big brother's world.
Yeah.
Some people think so well because they're Jamaican and they live in a woodland. Satellite not there to watch them.
Look here.
I'm telling them, say
from
them
the moment you have that mobile phone with you.
Kevin know that every move we make in this country, as you leave your home, they can tell you when you leave your home or when you return back to your home.
All right. Them broke in my car the other morning. And what you think pick them up? The ring camera.
All right. Frank, you speak about that. I'm going to tell you something. A man broke in my car in my yard. My camera on my house pick him up. My wife reported to the police. When my wife reported to the police, they don't ask my wife for video evidence. They don't ask her for nothing. They only say, okay, they're going to look into the matter. 2 weeks after plan, they called me and they said to me, they watch the CCTV. Mark, we never give them no information. You understand? They watch the CCTV.
You hook up to the system.
Yes, they watch the CCTV and I see a man in a white jacket. But because the way all the camera is, they couldn't
pick him up properly. So they encouraged me to change the camera lens to a better lens to a point on the car. And I did that. But the fact remains that the way all the person explained to me, say the man in the white jacket go in the car and he was in there for 10 minutes. So that tells you something, and I want people to understand, say, if your CCTV what you put in your car, you want to have in your house, if they want that information, they can easily access that without you knowing. And that is why I want to tell people.
That is why when everybody in Jamaica that has camera need to register their camera to Jamaica Eye.
But like it already said this part, you don't have to do that because they can log in the system.
Yeah.
You know, morning Kevin, that one soldier.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's like plan. I
Yes,
know
sir.
of a situation where 2 bar, they're about 20 feet, you see, about 30 feet from each other, right? And them breaking one a bar and one a cook shop and bar. And then breaking at the cook shop and bar. But the other bar have camera. And the owner man for the next business place got him and said to himself, Reggie, I beg you run the camera for me to see if me can see who are the person who broke in my business place, see for my sound system and etc. etc. The man said he can't do that. The man tell the next businessman say he can't do that because he put up in camera for what film business place. So me only show you how
That's
we
fine.
Jamaican think.
That's fine enough.
And
How
probably
we
feel
Jamaican
threatened.
think, brother.
No, and probably feel threatened. It can
Threatening
also.
what? Threatening what? Threatening what? So why you put it by your business place? So if a man he come in a business place, in his business place, even the one to see who and provide the information to the police. Regine, we have a thing in the world named Brother's Keeper, you know? Because just as though it happened to our next man, it will happen to you.
Come on, you're be more rational than that.
All right.
Dean,
Anyway,
tell me how more.
with the whole security.
Dean, tell me how more I should be more rational. Tell me.
Hold on.
A lot of times you're trying to be your brothers. A lot of times you're trying to be your brothers' keepers.
All right. My camera couldn't catch the guys then because them broke in at the driver's side, and the driver's side was to my neighbor. And who you think give me the video? My neighbor give me the video.
Yeah, that's good, and I agree with
My
that. And
neighbor.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning. Let me ask this question.
Good morning, Marcia.
Let me ask this question then. And that's Dean Patrick said that you don't have to give that information. That's your right to refuse. But let me ask this. If you if your wife hear that you're cheating on her and she have your neighbor have up a camera.
Yep.
And she come and ask your neighbor for it, would you want your neighbor to give it to her?
I go log on later on. Yeah.
All right, Kevin.
I want her to give her the car. You're not supposed to cheat.
Well, not everybody would want that, and that's what I'm saying. That everybody has a right to refuse to give over their camera.
We have too much rights. That's why we feel.
That's the thing. That's the thing. We want rights and we don't want privacy.
And what I said is maybe, and what I said is maybe the person feel that I know of situation where that happened and the person gave over the information and get killed.
Exactly. You have to be careful with these
It
things when you
happen a
ask
lot.
people.
I'm telling you, why you think a lot of the Chinese them don't keep camera in them place? Because they don't want to be like informer and thing there.
It is for the government. It is for the government to put in camera all over the place.
No, but China, the reason why China not like one camera in them place because they think say, well, all right, they doing their thing, so nobody not have to know it.
No, not just that.
Every Chinese restaurant over here, bro, They cash only. Cash only. They fingernail, they manicure,
And to be
pedicure.
honest with you,
You
know, most of them,
know what I know happened why the Chinese in downtown don't like the camera because they don't want to be. They sometimes they burn out them business. A lot of they don't complain to the media. Honestly, I know that personally.
and you know, Dean, to be honest with you, most of them have camera that you don't even know of.
That is true too. Yeah.
So they prefer not to say. They just say, no, we don't have a camera. We don't put up cameras. But most 99.9 of them, and this is what people are doing, they're having cameras because you can have cameras on your phone.
They put
under the
camera.
holes and the holes and nobody knows about it.
They put camera to watch you, but they no one camera will watch them. That's what the Chinese do.
Anyhow,
Anyway, that's a different.
let's get back to regular business.
Anyway, the whole security, you know, one of the major thing that happened would tell us that things have shifted in terms of security, police monitoring criminal was when they killed the 5 guys that were going to rob the beryllium. That is the time they got frightened because they were planning to go unalive. Hello? Oh, you're saying you're unalive. And
No.
that is the game.
I'm saying use the word unalive instead of the word K.
Unalive. Right, okay.
Because they will censor you.
Okay, sorry. Right. So that event is a turnaround because these guys were planning a robbery and they were so shocked when they realized that they were intercepted, caught red-handed, and from that the whole criminal statistic just keep going down and
Correct.
down and down.
You know what, to agree with you, I'm just going to put it broadly because as you know, the narrative is out there that the Prime Minister span and everybody. I'm just going to put it broadly to say what the government is doing is improving the security. There is lots of better training, better equipments they are having. So most of what the government is doing right now, you're not aware of the kind of information they're receiving, the equipments that they're using now. It's, as he said, and he talks about it, when they said that the US, was gonna be sending home people to Jamaica. And he said that, if you're that's fine, we love our people, come back home. But don't think that Jamaica is the same as when you left it a couple of years ago.
Right. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
So we should use it to say this is what is happening. But if we're gonna pin it to say, well, who have this and who is the narrative already, the negative narrative, just like when the police go and pick up somebody and all of a sudden they might say, oh, the Prime Minister can't find when them diss him, but then can't find the criminal. So what I'm saying, we should move it in terms of how improve the security. Jamaican Consular Force now, JCF, is doing a better job. They're getting better paid. Their working conditions are much better.
Marcia, Marcia, I'm going to make a point to you, which is significant to this conversation, or the point we're making now. I remember Adams unalive someone, a set of people are thinking somewhere in Kingston. And he said he was listening, he had a listening device at the time. You remember when Adams used to have, just going on groups of guys and whatever, unaliving them. He said he had a device that was able to pick up what they were discussing. So if they're gonna condemn the Prime Minister now, they must remember how long ago it's been used
but as a
government. So they can't come with that now. Sometimes we have to remember history, whenever we're making a defense point.
And to support your point, remember, it was Peter Phillips who signed that MOU for wiretapping.
That's key. Very good point, Marcia. Another one.
We were talking about it last night. It was
Yes,
Peter
very.
Phillips, and this gentleman
So
was
whenever
saying
we
that
defend, whenever,
Omalo, he was saying that,
yeah,
he blamed Bruce Golden because what he did. And we're trying to tell him Bruce was not aware that there was a MOU in place.
exactly,
He was
exactly.
never, nobody knew.
Right. And that's how we must argue our defense. We must call on history, because I can tell you all of the labor right has the facts in their favor every time. It's just that they are not able to recall things like what you just did is very good.
And people were,
And I'm bringing up the Adam situation. We can always say, okay, yeah, but remember Adam was using this thing long ago.
same thing.
And under who was he? And then you come up with even a better point with the harsh memory of that
Peter
period
Phillips.
of time.
And people were saying it's under
Exactly.
Portia. It was a Portia. It was under I'm almost certain it was under PJ. I could be
Yeah,
wrong,
man,
but
it
somebody
was,
please correct me.
and it wasn't. No, it was under Porsche, but it started from under PJ.
Okay,
It culminated on
right.
the.
They were shocked.
Mhm.
And
It
when
went through the
Bruce,
period from PJ Porsche to even under Bruce, but it was hidden from
but
Bruce.
it caught
But
Bruce
in
off
terms of
guard.
government span,
But it caught Bruce off guard because, as I said to people, it's not that Bruce was defending Dudus, right? If I always make this example, Rosa Parks in the United States, when she said she's not going to the back of the bus, Rosa was not the first person that stood her ground, but the other people, they were of questionable characters. But when you have a Rosa Parks who is a meek little old lady, well dressed and look the part of a nice Sunday school teacher, it plays into that narrative. The same point I'm saying is that what happened with Dudus is not to say that Prime Minister Golden was defending Dudus, just that Dudus was the case example. He was defending the sovereignty of the state of Jamaica. Because if you sign a MOU for wiretapping, right, you can come in, and that's what they did. They signed the MOU for wiretapping without the Prime Minister's consent. When they try to take out Dudus, the Prime Minister says, no, we don't have that agreement with you. We have an extradition process, but in terms of how you gather the information on the citizen, we don't have that agreement with you. And in doing so, it is illegal now, because even though you have an extradition process between them and us, how you gather the intelligence, you can't use it. It would be inadmissible in court. So Bruce, that was the premise that Bruce was going off. When they said, no, we're taking him, Bruce took it further to the international, I think it was to the international court, or the court that oversees that segment of international law. And they sided with Bruce and says, you're correct, because this is a sovereign country. We have an extradition process, not a wiretapping process. And that is when the US pulled that out and says, here we have it. That was when the whole country was aware of how our rights, not only to, as a matter of fact, it's not only to it's not only to the great country across the waters, it's also in the UK. England has that right to wiretap us. Lots of people didn't know that. It was signed between the great country across the water, the one further there, and Jamaica. Jamaica gave away our rights. I don't know about Canada, but Jamaica gave our rights for wiretapping to those two countries. Yeah. That's what happened to us.
You remember how KD Knight defended USA against Jamaica and the government, Bruce.
Correct.
Under Bruce? It's amazing how that just gone
Correct.
down the tube.
Correct.
How they
Because
defended it.
yes,
That a labor right could never defend another foreign country over Jamaica.
thank you.
JLP could never do that. No way at all. That would be something that would be repeated daily on every mainstream media.
Correct.
No,
Same like
sold
how
out, and then that the PNP did so, and it's just another day in the politics. But guess what? It's the labor right there, lazy with history and comparison.
not only that,
They're lazy.
and I keep saying it, one of our problem is with us, the party. We are not grabbing onto the 24 hours news cycle. We are not. We delay and we wait. We said we have to check for facts and this and that. Yes, we have to check for it, but you also have to be up to date. You have to be smart, because what is news for today? What is news right now is still news in the next hour, right? You are so right about KD, because it's the same thing that they did and I'm going to bring it right back to the politics. It's the same thing what they did when the FinSac meltdown came about. And
sold Jamaica again to foreigners.
But not only that, people were able, the same people them that they were doped into the high interest rates. Now people were able, some of them were able to buy back their property at a higher cost. And guess what they told them? The same Omar Davis with his mentee. His mentee was Mark Golding. What he told, they said, no, we're not selling it back to you. Even though they were offering more to buy it back, they sold it to a Texan billionaire. At less.
Young people need to know those history. When them say Buster cannot read, that is repeated so much that any young person can tell you that say Buster man, they couldn't read, but labor right don't work like that. They make you forget the past and facts.
And you know what we did? You know what we did? We allowed that narrative to set in, to pass down from generation to generation.
Exactly, because
nobody pushed back on it.
Because they don't know the importance of
removing
nasty history.
Why if Buster can't read? Look how much man we can't read and rather rich man.
But the point is
not the point really.
Exactly. The point is that he can, and he went to school in Spain, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
But we didn't make an effort to make the people know and the young people know. So we make it go on and on until they believe it.
That is labor right. That's
what I'm saying. Same thing they were doing with the Prime Minister's 28 bank account.
Exactly. You must counter.
Never heard of any of the minister that came out, or any of the MPs, or anybody.
Same thing they're doing right now.
Marcia, you seem to understand how I think. All right, let me tell you, if they go around calling the Prime Minister a thief, him allow it for many years. Exactly. When he could easily come and counter it by saying, listen, people of Jamaica, if I'm the thief, I'm the one who will lower the debt. I'm the one who is not increasing taxes, but yet I'm able to do all these development and things and increase salary. So who is the real thief? Where did our taxes go? That would have ended the conversation long ago.
Not him, but you have the MPs and the minister or the whoever supposed to not, because you don't want the Prime Minister go to lower the level, to go into this pasa. When you have your men, them like the what you call that one in Parliament, the one where said you want to drop out.
Yeah.
We say plank entity drop out our head. What you call? Where do you plank?
Davis.
No man, Warmington. When you have people like Warmington, right? Those are the attack machine you need. This guy here, the new community.
But I'm not talking about pasa and Marcia. I'm talking about explanation.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So you could have even what you call it? PNP love to have that kind of thing where them call press conference.
Correct.
Exactly. Have one
but that's what I'm saying.
Time
Those are the
to say,
machine.
listen, how could I be the thief when I have so much to development?
Thank you, favor.
And so to show to show. So, you know, so
Listen
you
to me.
want it at the highest level,
Look
the
how long,
counteraction.
look how long it take
Dean,
them to do. Look how long it take them to do a press conference on the Prime Minister for the IC.
thank you. Dean, I've been saying it on day one, and people are always saying to me, no, we have to fact check first. We have to wait. You cannot wait. It's a 24-hour cycle. As soon as that negative news hit the ground,
exactly, you have to counter it and counter it sensibly too.
You don't
For example,
have to say it's true. You have a way of wording words that you're not saying is true and it's not saying is false, but you counter it.
Exactly. PNP counter everything that
Listen
comes
to me, man.
out.
They're the
Even if
machine.
it's using is not making sense. And they know why they do it, because left organization knows that communication and effective communication is important to politics.
By the time we catch up to them, it's already settling the public sphere. It's already out there. It's already in their mind to say the Prime Minister is corrupt. The Prime Minister of 20. If it wasn't for us on TikTok, who was pushing back and said it's not illegal to have 28 accounts. Not only that, when you say 28 accounts, what are you talking about? What accounts is he affiliated with? It, all of them?
Marcia, let me tell you, I was John Blake in 2015, 2016, and I'm honestly telling you that when Andrew was, I say Andrew because he was opposition leader at the time, I remember that they were saying how Labour right and Bruce cannot go to United States of America, and nobody was counter or presenting something else.
But them said
It was on
that
mainstream.
about,
Listen to what I'm saying.
about the security minister the other day.
Hold on. Listen
that.
to the point I'm making. And is me was on Facebook as John Blake at the time, put up a picture with Bruce Golding and the Obama laughing together, and then me hear the Prime Minister upon the radio of the media watching him on TV saying, I've seen pictures on Facebook with what you're saying is a lie. I've seen picture with Bruce and Obama having good conversation and smiling on Facebook. That time, I used to be one of the main persons where the Prime Minister used to actually send to for information to counter thing. I kind of give up my time, because I have to go and hustle and whatever. But at that time, it was so intense. I was so much apart. As I created the term PNP, because even that term was even a counteraction. Pain, they bring pain. I created that, So I know the importance of counter.
Correct.
Auntie Marcia.
Hi.
All right, we have this young man we then call Remote. He going around telling people how you can sign by signing, how you can sign in, borrow amount of money and you can sign for it and what you can do. And boy, I'm telling you, it's like they send him come to tell people how to scam people. I don't know. I was hearing him Planka to tell him saying better be careful.
I've never heard of him. I don't know who it is.
This kid is crazy.
You think he's crazy? They know what they're doing.
He's crazy.
They know what they're doing.
He's crazy.
Don't let them use the platforms to push those things.
It's not. He cannot come on my platform. He can't come on my platform because I don't do nothing illegal. I don't like nothing illegal.
Even the platform when was on, and him tell the woman say she can put up her house. The woman say, "Listen, are you mad?"
But who is he? But who is he? An investment advisor? Who is he?
It's like he's trying to tell Charmaine that he can put his house in a trust. The trust that she gonna put her house in, she don't have to pay off the mortgage. The trust will pay off her mortgage, and she paid back the trust. So they're like, it's like a group of them. They're recruiting people to do dumb stuff, and stupidness.
In
But
in the banking world, over here, we call that like a hit lock.
yes, that's what he tell. Hitler. He said that too, and he said like if he borrow a loan to buy a house and his mortgage company give a next mortgage company the mortgage behind his back, he don't have to pay the mortgage. He can sue the first mortgage company because they do an illegal transaction behind his back without him knowing.
Well, you know what? And I always say to people, this is when we want to have this quick rich mentality. Lots of things we can get cheaper and easier, right? But at what cost? At what cost? Why would you go buy a house and don't want to pay off your mortgage? Why?
Because he said he borrow some money from.
So what you're doing, what he's technically doing, and this is what we just mentioned a little bit ago, FinSac, where that foreign investor, when the people were victims of FinSac said that some of them who were able to say they want to buy back their property, right? The Jamaica government then, Omar Davis, along with Mark Golden, said, no, we are not selling it back to you, even though they were offering more than the market value. So if the Jamaican government said it valued $2 million, they might have said, okay, I'll give it 3.5 million or give it $2.5 million. They said, no, this foreign investor, international investor, billionaire, came in and purchased all of those debts, all of those mortgage, all of those debts, everything at 1.5 million. Even though the market value was 2 and the person was offering 2.5, right? So what they do, they sell. So some of the time, and it is illegal in the state because they have a lot of problem right now, because some of the time you don't even know who is the holder of your mortgage. You don't even know where your title is. You don't know where your title, and this is why they said, don't get into those things. Yes, it might seem cheaper because guess what? Me not have to pay up my mortgage. Me not have to do this. But God forbid something happen to you, you drop on your title, forget it or whatever. You don't own it. It's a lot of problems. So if I were people, me stick with the bank. Stick with the evil where you know. Yes, it costs a lot more through the bank sometime. But you know what? At least you know where it is. Don't follow this quick rich mentality. Don't follow this scam. Why would you want to go buy a house for $50,000? You pay 20,000 on it, and somebody come and tell you, say, oh, by the way, I have a scheme, you don't have to pay it up. You are selling away your other $20,000. So what they do, sorry, whoever gonna come in, what they do, you owe $30,000 on the 50. You already paid the bank 20. You owe $30,000 on the 50. That company or whoever is selling you will go buy it out. When you sign that deal, they went now to the bank, buy out the portion from the bank. They hold your title. You are still thinking it's the bank that have your title, not knowing that you sign away your rights to this company to hold your title for you. They now can take your title and go and invest and take money off your property without you even knowing these things. So we should be careful. We should run them. That's why I said to people, when we're talking about politics on the live guy, we know our politics we they about. We're not talking about investment. Unless it has to do with the government. Politics is politics. We're not there to give investment advice. We're not investment advisors. We're not that. We're here to talk about the business of the government to help Andrew get elected.
The third term.
The third term.
I see where we might get some trouble at Jamaica, because all them do.
You think only Jamaica?
All them do I come on social media, come chat them business.
Yes.
Because him say him go viral if we don't see him the viral. Him was the man when the police asked him for him documents. He never give the police the documents and the police lock him up. And now him and the police in a court and him tell the police judge some foolishness say I don't feel name. In the contest to the name and the birth certificate or ID
Again.
because that's not his name, that's a title. And the one bag of foolishness, me say, oh, me say you're not lodge, man. You're some lodge business.
You know no lodge. You know no lodge, my damn scam. Again, you're coming to the country, right? And I come tell the people them that their law doesn't apply on their own land.
No, man, a Jamaica I'm there. A Jamaica I'm there.
The one, sorry, wasn't it the one that I tell the police, this is not your property with the driver's license? This is an American, I don't have to give you this and I don't have to do this. Well, if you refuse to give it, you can refuse, but there's also consequences for your refusal.
Yeah.
You have a right to refuse, but what next comes after that?
Can we not talk about the law and he might tell me one Austin and Comfort, Mr. Virgin. Mr. Virgin, you don't live in America, so stop it chatting.
Yeah, I think that's the same one. If I'm not mistaken, I think I don't know if he did live in America or him have something, if that's the same one. And him cuss out the police because him tell the police said, I don't have to give you my license. Right? The police, something like that. And the police
yeah, they're crazy. Because I was saying to him, big man, let me tell you this. If the cops pull me over, and then one next idiot one that was like telling him stupidness. Mister, if the cop pull me over, them are gonna come and me allow the cop to ask me question. Him pull me over, me not ask him no question.
But he did something wrong, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He did something wrong, and that's why they were asking. And the police was very, very respectful to him, and he was carrying on. And put it this way, when you behave like that and you go in front of a judge, you think they don't see these videos? You think they don't see these videos and see how you behave? Huh?
Of course.
They might not say anything to you at all. They might not say, I'm not going to tell him. But when them see that immediately, it set the tone for their conversation. He say, how dare you come into my country? He's not going to say that. But in his mind, how dare you come into my country, coming to tell us that we can't do this and we can't do that because you think you have a little right? How dare you come and say this is not the property? Your passport is not the property of your overseas passport is not the property of the government of Jamaica. But when you're in the country of the government of Jamaica, there are certain rules and regulations and guidelines that you have to follow. That's supposed to be in line.
In my mind, somebody Miss Marcia, I don't know what like country this subject for.
But anyhow, take it back to politics, right?
Right.
So this thing about security, I don't want to say, because you know what, put it this way. If you have a phone in your hand and you don't know say the phone I watch you, then dog nyam your supper.
You're in all right, you're in on your phone and you just say, sure, some more one nice laundry.
It's a satellite that we're getting the feed from.
Yeah, and then after you put on your phone and you go power up, Miss Marcia, you see beard laundry.
Exactly. Just like when you do research on something or you click on a site, all of a sudden you see everything that pop up. Again, because everybody have access to information. So I don't want it to be said, let them figure that out for themselves. Let them figure out. Because
I know.
The narrative is out there that how the government can send, when them, curse the government, he can find them, but he can't find the criminal then.
Well, Adam used to do it long ago, so why don't this government continue it? And as we were discussed, the Bruce Golden era.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
continue doing it and improving on it. Improve. It is keeping us safe. We are getting them, because just see on Friday, one of them was unalive again. one more unalive again. Right?
Who that? Ms. Marcia?
And now you have this agency of the government, because it is an agency of the government, Jamaica JFJ. It's an agency of the government coming to demonstrate against the government. For what?
JFJ is not an agency of the government.
It is an agency. They're also funded. They're funded partly. JFJ.
I didn't know that.
Yes, the JFJ. What's the other one name? Human Rights. They're funded by international agency, but the government of Jamaica also have to put in some form of funding too.
I wonder why they would want to fund that organization.
No, but they have to. They have to do these things because these. If you're part of the international community, these are some of the things that you have to do as a country to say that you are in support of having justice for the people in case there any judicial abuse of power by the states in terms of JCF. That's why you see they have INDECOM and all those things. They have to put all of these. So it's not fully funded, but they have to give funding to these organizations. They have to.
INDECOM is fully funded by the government.
No, I'm just saying all of these organizations, they have to put them in place. I know that INDECOM is, but they have to put it in place. So they created their own, but all of these non-governmental, non-profit, because they're not for profit, non-profit organization, they have to help fund them in a sense too.
Oh?
Yes.
Sure, so I'm going there.
Dean, can you move the fan out of the phone?
Sorry. That's why I'm muted. You know?
Yeah. If you were to read some more about it, So
One. One love. So, Miss Marcia, I see you start with the police from early.
Always.
Yes.
Anything.
Blank. Me, I hear you now, but my mute my phone.
Okay.
Anything to get rid of these Scrooges and society, man. Anything to get rid of them, man. Go look work. The government is giving out free education at heart. As a matter of fact, we have over 55,000 people, young people, who have signed up for our heart. We now have a wait list. If the message is finally breaking through that, and anybody come on the platform and tell them say the minimum wage not enough, tell them say a gallon of heart, because heart they pay more than the minimum wage. Heart they pay $3,000 over the minimum wage. And at the end of it, you are investing in yourself. So anybody come on this life.
All this crap about minimum wage. They don't know that it's not the government pay minimum wage, it's private citizens.
It's a guideline.
Yes, it's just a guideline. And so therefore, if I can afford to pay you more than the minimum wage, I'll pay you more. But guess what? You can also put me under pressure too, and then I'm going to have to send you home because I can't pay.
Exactly the point.
So and minimum wage can be anything. The government can get up tomorrow and say, listen, the minimum wage is 100,000. What is going to happen? Government can't push up minimum wage. What? So, and in any case, minimum wage is still even better. Guess what? It is better than unemployment and handout.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying, that heart is, if you go do a minimum wage job, if you go to clean somebody's house, where you have to wash, iron, clean bathroom, do this, sweep up yard, do this, do that, right? You're tired for 64,000 for the month, right? If you now go to heart and sit your ass down and just use your brain to answer question and do your assignment, you get 67,000.
And why if you are qualified for more than minimum wage, why are you in a minimum wage job? So in other words, tell people to motivate themselves, to lift themselves, to move from the minimum wage. Whoever is complaining, give us an alternative to the minimum wage.
That's what the government did. He gave them heart. He said,
Yeah.
okay, I'm
Yeah,
going to
no,
make heart
I'm
attractive.
not even talking this government, the person who is complaining. Let them give us the alternative and not just there.
Right. You know, everybody talking about it's not enough. Well, go do something different. The government, mute this person out there. Mute the person.
Winston, hold on. Vincent Campbell.
Him and don't send
Vincent.
him in the box.
Tell us the alternative to the minimum wage. You just keep complaining about this, criticizing. Always give us the alternative rather than just playing on people's emotion.
Just like when they asked for the FinSac report, my reply to them is, where is the forensic report, auditor report on Andrew? Where is it? Until now, they haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. We paid over $30 million for that report, and we are yet to see what the content of the report is. And we paid the money for it. What decision, what conclusion they came to?
Yeah, and Marcia, if the PNP can do better than this government, why didn't they do it so before?
Thank you.
With higher taxes. They used to collect higher taxes and they don't do quarter what this government is doing. So why didn't they do it when they were collecting higher taxes? How are they going to do it with no new tax?
But guess what they're saying?
We must ask repeatedly. So
guess this stupid narrative I hear they're pushing. This government is following, taking over from what was started before. So I said to them, also, you're saying that these things, the highways, the byways, the hospital and everything, those were PNP ideas, right? So you're saying also that when Peter Bunting came out and said we should go to divine intervention, we should have taken that idea too, right? That's what you're telling us. That's what you're telling us. When Peter Bunting come over and tell us, say, let's go divine intervention and ball like hell. Right? We should have taken that idea, which, if you notice, it was heading in that direction where the Prime Minister was putting the basic in place.
Yes.
To tackle the crime, because as I said to people, crime is not just the surface. You have a root. And until you can tackle the root of the crime, it will never get better. And that's what he's doing.
My answer to that, Marcia, my counteraction to that, guys, counteraction immediately, is how comes, why is it that, go on speak, because my chain of thought went.
Okay, right. So the government is doing stuff. He's putting in these social interventions. Why did he came up with heart and says, I'm going to give you bus fare. I'm going to give you lunch money if you want to go hard. You can go there. I hear somebody talking about this morning that there's a shortage of plumber. Well, there's a shortage of skilled labor overall. Because what was happening is that, say when you finish school and your parents can't afford to send you go any further, you just go next door to who your neighbor they do plumbing, and you go with him and him teach you the understanding, the practical side of plumbing, and teach you how to repair a leak, how to.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday to you, my dear.
Thank you.
He teach you how to repair a flapper valve. I can replace a flapper valve in my toilet. I can install a toilet tank, the whole toilet itself, because I was taught that, right? But do I know the intricacy of it? No, I don't, because I've never gone to school for that. I was just growing up with people who do plumbing, and out of curiosity, I was able to master those skills. I can change a washer. I can do those, but do I know the intricacy of everything? No. So what the Prime Minister realized that they might have done the practical, which is like the work experience. You have experience in repairing replacing a flapper valve. You have experience in putting up a toilet. You have experience in repair. If a pipe bursts, you can replace it. But you don't know the practical side of it, the theoretical side of it, the part that is more how you calculate. How you get to this? They think about it. They think about, well, how do you solve this problem? They have never done that part of it. And that is why you don't have people. You have people who can do the job, but they don't have the theoretical part of it. They don't have a piece of paper in their hand. Because in the United States, in Canada, in England, if you don't finish high school, if you attend high school and you drop out, they call you functional illiterate. You can function in the society,
Yes,
but
yes.
you are illiterate.
But you're not. Yes, and all that, those kind of classification must come forward, man, by our Prime Minister. By the way, the promise, you see, PNP promised everything from 1971.
No, but the freeness mentality.
Hold on, Marcia. They promised everything from 1971, said better must come. Guess what? There's nothing that a government can do in Jamaica that the PNP never promised before. And that's my counteraction. So anytime them say, is our policy, I said, listen, you promised everything already, so we implement them now. You promise Portmore Parish, we are implementing now. You promise the country and needs, we are implementing now. You promise the country everything already. There's nothing we can do.
You are the promiser, just like how a man will promise a woman a big house. You know, come and there with me, man. I can give you a nice house, a 3-5 bedroom house. You can have a Lexus park up there. You don't have to work for the rest of your life. And hold on.
Go on, Marcia. Go ahead.
And she agrees with him. She went to live with him, and by the time she realized a 6 feet she have, and until now she can't see the first block. And when next man will come and pick her up and give her, he doesn't promise. He gave it to her. He implemented it and says, "This is yours. Move in with me, and I'll give. And this is the house you're in." Is this?
I agree with that, Ms. Marcia. I very much agree with you.
Thank you.
Exactly, Marcia, and that's how we're supposed to do an ad. We're supposed to say, guess what? PNP promised everything already. So there's nothing under the sun that we are not doing that they didn't promise. But it was just at a promise level. It was just at a promise level. From 1971, you're promising the people them this and that and that. And that there's nothing we can do now that you didn't promise. But have you done anything? And you're going to continue to promise the people them in the future. So you're not worthy.
As Jamaican people say, promise is a comfort to a fool.
Marcia, come, Marcia, come live with me. I promise you a 6-bedroom house. I want jailing. Come.
No, I don't want a 6-bedroom house, my dear.
What you want?
The most I will settle with a 2, but the most I'll want is a 3.
All right, come.
And a Maserati from you.
All right, that's all you want. You will get that. Come. Let me get for breed you 2 times.
Many have tried.
Chosen a few.
But yeah, so this is what PNP, you're so right about that analogy there where PNP is the promisee or the promisor. GLP is the implementer. You promised to do this. I promise we're going to do this. Free house. Same thing like what Mark Goldin said. Mark Goldin came out and said he's going to set aside what? How much he said? $1 billion? He's going to give $500,000 to people who need housing. If you were to divide, I think it was 1 billion. If you were to divide that 500,000 by what? It's only 2,000 people would have gotten the houses. 2,000. Now we live in a population of over a little bit under 3 or just over 3 million people. Call it that. Out of that 3 million people, we have 1.5 million that are adult, right? 1.5 million that are adult there. Out of that 1.5 million, only 2,000 people will get it. And who are those 2,000 people? Because as we know, PNP is all about cronyism, nepotism, friends, what we can do, the connection. That's what PNP is about. They have taught us that.
Tell him to promise us jobs, and then we will figure out our house. We'll get our houses.
All right.
And that is it, Always steer them from the promise to a reality. And you have to keep Jamaicans in focus of reality.
I'm I'm glad you say that.
If it was promised to solve Jamaican problem, we wouldn't have any. And where's the better promisers are the PNP, and they are the one that don't solve one problem for Jamaica, future, current and future generation. They don't. They only promise. Better must come from 71. And where is it? Where is it?
What? To give you a point in case with us Jamaican people. If you notice, you work at a company, and I'm gonna use Sandals, a huge, company in Jamaica that operates, right? Sandals operates in Jamaica years up and years and have much properties, right? At the end of the year, what Sandals offer their employees, they offer them a party, right? When the party come, what does Sandals do for them? They give them food, they give them drinks, and they have gifts. So let's say they go to China, they buy 50,000 TV, they buy 100,000 iron, another 100,000 blender, and they give them out as gifts. And everybody go home happy. Boy, me get one TV last night and it was good. Me get one weekend. But guess what? Your pay is still the same. Instead of you give me one TV, give me the money, let me go buy the TV when me want. Not give me no TV. Just give me the money. Don't try to cover up. And this is what they do. They don't give you the money. They always catch us with food. They are making record-breaking profits. And guess what they do? They said they're going to sponsor us for lunch. They're going to sponsor at something there. So they spend $1 million for the lunch instead of spending $2 million to give us all a little raise up here.
You ever hear, Marcia, PNP, if you check them policies over the year, you ever hear them promise youth practical, how they can practically move them from smoking weed on the sidewalk to a job and upliftment and independence of themselves? I've never heard it. It has never been spelled out. Have you ever heard Mark making a direct connection with the youth saying, listen, practically, you're going to have to get your education. Practically, you're going to have to get your skill. Practically, that is what you have to do. What he did was to carry a chain Rasta on stage, who is a dependent Rasta, contradicting Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley, saying Rasta is in chain when Rasta, Bob Marley and Marcus, they say, emancipate yourself. You're already free from slavery. It's just a mindset. So this Rasta now is a dependent man, which is a mistake, big mistake to make. Say, okay, this is the people that I'm targeting, the people who are dependent. What about the youths who are pushing? What about identifying with those youths and using them to encourage other youths to say, okay, this is the way to go. You have to work. Is how him to get him law degree. How him get it? I buy him by it? No. Him work for it. So tell the youths them, say, listen, rather than smoking the weed what me did give you in a legislation, come on, put that down sometime. Put your focus, put your hands to the wheel, move yourself from dependency to independence. I've never heard Mark done that and the PNP, never.
Never, because guess what? Sorry, go ahead.
Smoking weed is not a crime. Look how much rich man smoke weed. Eh?
That is a different point completely. That's a different complete point. That's a different complete point. You're straying to that now as a point, but it's not a point. I'm just saying, guess what? This is not the focus now. We want to move you from just doing that to a positive uplifting. Is not the point I'm making.
Okay.
Because what I said, set it away sometime. Set it away. When I was studying, like I'm Mark. When I was studying, I'm Mark Golin. And when I was studying, I never used to smoke, because it can probably distract me or something. So what I did, I put it one side until I'm finished studying. So you do that. Some people mind can't manage it neither. So when they smoke it, them just relax. You're not in a position to relax yet. You need to get something else going, then you reach a point of relaxation.
I'm gonna say this to you, and I said it to lots of young people. I said, and just like anything else, you might drink 2 glasses of rum, and nothing no do you. Not a thing no do you. You drive, you walk. It might just alter you a little bit. Me might just take one sip of it, and immediately me drunk. In saying so, how one's body respond to these things is totally different. With marijuana, people said it's a motivational drug. It's a this, it's a that, it motivates you. But it's also a relaxing drug. And it's a mind-altering drug. So sometimes, instead of motivating you, it relaxes you, which in Jamaica, a laziness. Because you don't want to get up to go walk. You don't want to get up to go do this. You don't want to get up to go do that. Because that's what it does to you. Somebody else, Freddie McGregor, Bob Marley, and the rest of them smoke it, and it give them the motivation to go write music. How it responds to your body and your mind, it's not the same. And this is why people said you have to be careful when you drink, when you smoke or whatever. This guy here, Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, look how much drugs. Look on this one here, Easy Lizard. Look how much poof, then Ghana boneyard country. Again, everybody. So when people gonna say, this is good and that is that, no, your body, can your body tolerate it? So in your case, you were scared, and that's why I never drink. When I was a young girl growing up, that's why until this day I don't drink, because I used to love hang out at parties, and I used to go with the guys and everything. Whole group of us from our community, little community we grew up in, and we all stick together. And I always said to them, no, I don't drink. The reason why I don't drink, I said, I don't want a no sounds like a yes. Mm-hmm. I don't want a no. When I'm trying to say no to you, it comes off as a yes to you. No, yeah. I want it to Marcel, be a yes, because I want to be in a conscious mind. If I agree with you, my dear.
I agree with you. But guess what? I'm also a musician. We play with Rastas, live with Rasta. Mm-hmm. So therefore, when I tell you about this thing, I can tell you from experience. Most of my friends, who used to use it, some of them, I can tell you, say, a lot of them die. But guess what? I realized that the rich Rasta that I was around, they never used to smoke it. They will drink the tea, they will put it in something else, but they never used to smoke it. The rich Rasta, and I can name a few, but I won't.
Oh, we can go into one of them. Cat Core was one of them. Everybody knew Cat Core. Was a rich Rasta man. Yeah, and you're right about that. You are so right. So what we're saying to people that maybe the alcohol you drink, your body tolerance could be three glass. Mine is just one sip, and immediately make a fool of myself. So me stay away from, once I realize that, I stay away from alcohol. I stay away from smoking because me did go thief. My stepfather, when I was growing up, my stepfather was a cigarette smoker. And that man, one Sunday, the man lied down on his patio veranda and his cigarette drop out. He put it on the top of the veranda and it drop over. Me go find it. And he said, I give the man the cigarette. Me take it and hide it. Little pitney, me take the cigarette and hide it.
Yeah.
So when him and my mother gonna work.
Damn road, bro.
Light up.
When him and my mother gonna work. And me and the helper did it. Never forgot that woman named Veronica. And me say me grow on the side of the house when the woman run at the back and me get this something and me light it and me puff. Then me go, kokum.
But Marcel, You know, the point I did make is not so much the weed and
No,
not
no, no. I'm just
smoking.
overall.
It was more how they're not motivating youth alternatively
But that's
to
what I'm
that.
saying. And I agree because again, like I said, this is why no, me not smoke because it just make me start cough like hell. The next Sunday, me wanna be good somebody. Me go to my stepfather. Me say, Mr. Cool. Mr. Ken? Me say no, sir.
And Marcia, not motivating youth. I'm saying, how comes I've never heard them on stage
Yes.
promoting youth in education, youth independence, but how much they can promise to do
very
for
few
you.
of them.
Right. And if you check the profile of the PNP supporter right now, it's a different profile from the profile of the JLP supporters. Believe it or not, and I can tell you that weed identity is part of the PNP profile because a lot of those youths are hanging out, not interested in heart or nothing, and so that group is so much attached to the PNP.
Because guess what? The PNP, as a matter of fact, what I'm hearing, I don't know how true it is, but they're discouraging the youths them from signing up for heart. See, a GLP something, not sign up for it. Just like how they were, I heard, and again, I don't know how true it is, that they were telling people, not take the 20,000. Remember when the government was giving away the $20,000 tax rebate last year?
Yes.
Well, they were telling lots of people, don't take it.
And Babali have a song say, they keep us hungry.
Thank you.
And when we gonna get some food.
Thank you.
You know.
So
That's how they can use you. That's how they can tell you foolishness. Because what we know is what they teach us, and we are so ignorant every time they can reach us with political strategy. They keep us hungry, and when we're gonna get some food, our brother has got to be our enemy.
Yes. Instead of them saying, let me teach you, them say, because you have to come beg them every time. You have to come to them. So they just give you enough.
Look how long back say that, and we're not learning. We're not learning. Because them taught us in a trap us with emotion and sentiments and whatever. That's why them digging up dead manly, because they want to play on the people's emotion. What are the practical things going forward for the youths, them that gonna give them independence and jobs and so forth? What is it that you have planned? How am I not hearing you articulating that rather than just playing on ignorant people emotions?
Exactly the point. They taught us to beg, to be beggars. They don't taught us to fish.
Them Tapanaris to win around the country. By the way, who are the Tapanaris? Because we are voting for Tapanaris, so we need to know them.
But we don't see them every day. We don't see them every day.
No, Marcia, I don't know them. I heard about some Tapanaris. I need to know who is it that I'm going to vote for. So that, therefore, are they worthy? Are they worthy for my vote?
Well, as far as I can tell, none of these people who call themselves Tapanaris mean any people any good. I don't know if any of, well, maybe few of them, maybe I don't know if any of such. I don't know of any of such.
That's the question I'm asking. How I'm hearing about some Tapanaris, and I'm going to vote for these Tapanaris that I don't know.
Are you talking from the opposition party, or you're talking for the Prime Minister's party? Because as a matter of fact, they classify, because this is the narrative they want to push. This is the narrative, but the JLP has, because remember, years now from back in the days. Back in the days.
Hello, Marcia.
Hi. Are you hearing me? Your internet connection looks like it's bad.
Marcella,
Are you hearing me?
do you know these tapanaris?
No, I don't. I was just going to make the point to say that back in the days, the PNP branded themselves as for the poor and classified the labor rights as for the rich, the upper class, the tapanaris. But Andrew came in, started with Bruce, because they had demonized Siaga, even though there were so many social programs that Siaga was doing for poor people. Nobody could see that. So let's say that it started from Bruce when Bruce decided to give all of the Jamaican citizens or people that lives in Jamaica free health care. That's where it to me, it started to take off. They rebranded themselves. Andrew came in and completely flipped that narrative. Flip it completely, because this is why now you're seeing the heart. This is why you're seeing the social programs. This is why you're seeing something like pensions. This is why he has improved on the PAD program. Right? So they have switched it from the narrative of being the Tapanaris. And as Mark Golding, he was the one that came out to say he's Tapanaris. It wasn't the JLP that said it. It was Mark Golding. Mark Golding told us. The human is Tapanaris, friends them. Coming from the horse's mouth. Have to believe him. So when you people now gonna come and say that, oh, Andrew is this and Andrew is that. No, Andrew is there for the poor. The GCT that is going down on electricity. And this is not only for residential, it's also for business. If you have your business, you'll be collecting G7%, you'll be paying 7% GCT on your electricity as of the 1st of May. Right? The prepaid JPS electricity, that's again for poor people. That is for poor people. What the government is doing to help. Now remember, we are in an economic world crisis. We're in an economic world crisis. Everything is topsy-turvy. So with Jamaica, inflation rate right now is 4.4. That is not bad at all. We're trying to get it down a little bit better. But in January, it was 4.7. Now it's 4.4. The poverty rate in 2024, we haven't got the latest one as yet. But the last one we had. Hello? Why did you put me in the big box? The last one we had was 4.4. Sorry, was 12.3. That is the poverty rate in Jamaica. Remember, in the 90s, it was 64%. 64% under the PJ Patterson administration. The poverty rate, over 50% of Jamaicans. And people are telling me the best time was under the PJ Patterson. The best time was under PJ Patterson, when 64% of Jamaicans were living below the poverty line. Right? We also have
mad people,
no new taxes for 8 consecutive years. None. The indirect taxes are there. It's not moving. Nobody has increased the GCT. As a matter of fact, it is this government who has reduced it from 16 to 15%. So when people are not going to come, all of a sudden you hear about indirect taxes. It has always been there. Always. Because it was PNP who bought in the GCT. Right? It was them. No new taxes. So yes, if goods increase, the tax you're gonna pay more, because if just like if you get a pay increase, your pay goes up. No new taxes. Right? We have over 500 million has been allocated to tackle the substandard living of the tourism worker. The government also took off the tax on gratuities, on tips, gratuities or tips. The government took it off completely. We're standing better into the world economy. Jamaica is now a WB minus, BB minus with a positive outlook because they could have given us a BB minus. But when they look at the forecast for Jamaica going forward, the economy of Jamaica, the growth of Jamaica, it is a positive outlook. Positive means that there is more to come. The government has increased our local savings. When we know say hit them want go back in the international reserve, net national reserve. It has went up by $300 million. It is now 5.79 billion
USD.
US dollar. We are talk. 5.79 billion US dollar we have in the reserve. And I forgot how much the government said, how many months of we can feed the country if there was a pandemic as what happened. Now, what I always say, guys, we had in this century, last century, we had a COVID pandemic. And then we also had the calamity brought on by the PNP, PJ Patterson, when we had the financial meltdown. We had was to climb out of that. And now we also climb out. And you notice it.
It's a classic attack today, I comment.
Thank you, Classic. Thank you. 48 months. I couldn't remember. 48 months we can feed ourselves for. If there's another big problem. 48, 2 years. 2 years.
And Marcia, correction. It was 10 years.
48 months or 4 years.
48 months or 4 years.
4 years. How many they go? Can't even do maths again. Me a maths sit now.
And it was 10 years. 10 budget. 10 budget read without no new taxes.
Is it 10 or?
10.
Yeah? Okay, yeah. Thank you for that. Right?
We type it in the comment, but you never see it.
Okay, so
Morning, Auntie Marcia.
Good morning. Good morning, my love. How are you?
Good morning.
I'm good.
We are here.
I'm here listening to you, but I was wondering.
Sermon.
I was wondering if you got a visit from Peter Phillips yesterday evening, because I know you're a brilliant woman.
Maybe she smoked some of my weed when she had talked about.
Yeah, look at she born for my eye. Good sermon.
Peter, my brother used to smoke weed, you know.
Oh yeah. No. What
Peter Phillips, my brother used to smoke weed.
Okay. So you might want to the top on Aris though. What I'm trying to do, guys, instead of we have to now fine tune the message. Tell the people what the country is doing, what the government is doing. Right? The government has also doubled its spending on healthcare, $140 billion.
Good morning, Miss Marcia. Before you reach this, let me just add something to NIR conversation.
Yeah, I have to write that down. Go ahead.
We realize that the two main culprits is Dr. Cole and Hugh Richards telling Jamaicans that when Edward Seaga gave over the country to the PNP in 1989, the NIR was negative $800+ million US. Jamaica, that's a lie. I'm going to go back in our history. 1972, our NIR was between 200 to 250 million US dollars. At that, the PNP would have get. By 1980, the NIR was US negative 510 million US dollars. Negative 510 million US dollars. Now, Edward Seaga took a ailing economy, an economy that was below its knees, in the end of the mud. Cool? And you know, I'm have to try the whole recovery in borrow and so. And by 1983, the NIR was negative 810 million US dollars. But when he left government, the NIR was negative 170.4 million US dollars. that is recovery. That is growth.
Thank you.
And please remember, in 1980, we had a hurricane. And in 1988, we had a hurricane. And before the man leave government again, we had the June flood. So those were three major catastrophes. And he could leave the NIR at 170.4 million US dollars on the negative side. Think about that.
And also, to go back to the poverty rate, when in 2015, the poverty rate was 21.2%. That was the poverty rate in Jamaica. At the end of December in 2016, the poverty rate, when Andrew took over, was 17.1%. 17.1%. You think of it. 17. Huh?
Right now, kind of good standing. China and Japan want Jamaica to take grants. And we are not taking no grants because we don't need it.
But this is what Nigel said to us. Remember?
Yeah.
Nigel, before he left, he told us that we used to borrow money in US dollar. They control it. We go to them. That's what he told us. We go to them. He said, no, they come to us. We have a talk.
China
we can dictate
and Japan,
terms.
they want us to take grants from them, but we don't want none. I think Mr. Winston, I don't know, Mr. Winston, you send me the letter from the IMF saying that the IMF said they don't, if the PNP, Jamaican people must vote for the Jamaica Labour Party, not for the PNP.
Send me a copy of that.
Yeah, never said it to you, Miss Marcia. They don't want the PNP back in power.
Marcia and Plank. It's a standby arrangement we have with the IMF, you know. We don't have any loan agreement. It's a standby, just in case of emergency.
All right.
And as a matter of fact, we are so protected in our own stuff now. Most of the time, we are protected because remember, the government went out and got that insurance for the country in case there is a Category 4 hurricane.
See, Paula said she read it on Facebook. Well, yep. So look how we have the best prime minister there is.
The economy is booming.
Yeah, without a good leader, we could have done which power we there.
Never. Right? Hospitals are not being, I hear them talking about what school he has built, what hospital. My take on it is that we have to fix what we have first.
But
we
classic,
have to fix them and in fixing.
You hear Mr. Cole say a 49 member of parliament to have. You never hear him say that?
And what does that mean if we have 49?
We have that, yeah. So, one point
that's that. He said a 40 member of parliament to have in the house. So, Chuck Finley go over there and tell him, say, no, it's not 49. It's 63 member of parliament. That's what I tell some people, say, a 49. I don't know how people sit down and listen to Mr. Cole and you, Richards. I don't know how people sit down and listen to them.
Because they love the bagga.
Me I tell you.
Right? We have hospital being refurbished. The Spanish Town Hospital. The government will be adding 17,000 square meters. The St. Anne's Bay Hospital is being looked after.
Not will be anti-Marcia. Is adding. The work start.
Oh, it's already?
The work start already, anti-Marcia.
There you go. 17,000 square is now undergoing at the Spanish Town Hospital. St. Anne's Bay, Maypen, Cornwall Regional. It's like a new hospital being built. I'm just dying to see the opening of that hospital. I am so
take up Anisha.
Anisha in our box already.
Okay.
Plan, that's not what they said. They said 49 members make up
The parliament. The government.
So Chuck Finley, the government, the parliament. So Chuck Finley, I tell them, no, it is 63. So them I said, no, 49, 49. So Chuck, I said to them, say, so what happened to the 14 we only have? Because they are a part of the government too, because we have the majority, them have the minority. But them, because all along, them have it to say, the 14 member of parliament that they have is not a part of the government, which is wrong. No go so.
But the government is made up of the prime minister plus the opposition. That is the government.
No.
Exactly.
Them 14. Members say for them 14 in our opposition, so for 49 alone on the government. And Andrew can't get any one of them 14 ministers there a portfolio and them happy work.
But guess what?
Because
those people never talk facts anyhow, so why are we going to debate about it? Because we know that's how they are. Even though they know the truth, they will never say that. They will never. So, as we said, for the Colonial Hospital, it's now like a new hospital. All they're using is the frame of the hospital. The frame of the hospital, the inside is it's just like when you box up the house and you're going to work inside to put in your cupboards, your kitchen, your bathroom, your this. That is what is happening at the hospital. Not only that, to see how this government is thinking. He is now building accommodations for the doctors and nurses and the medical practitioners who would have to find somewhere to stay. Instead of going out to the communities to rent place, they are now offering accommodation there where you can rent your own apartment or whatever. And even though we sit down every day and we cuss the Chinese, see them a build a Western child adolescent hospital down there, free of cost. The government also invests in an oxygen plant, which is at St. Anne's Bay. Now we're supplying the first in the Caribbean. Now we're supplying.
Some of us don't even remember that in Old Harbour, they are getting a modern health facility. The little one where they catch up in our Old Harbour. A few months ago, our Prime Minister would have broken grounds for it. A few weeks ago, while I was at the Chamber of Commerce meeting in Clarendon here in Maypen, we heard from the manager of the hospital that we in Clarendon at the Maypen Hospital will be getting our own oxygen plant to supply the entire Clarendon.
There you go.
So in short order, we are gonna have 3 because you are gonna get for them too.
And now
at the same time, he boasts about just about every health facility in Clarendon in the waiting area. You are now sitting under AC because these clinics, they have been upgraded.
Yes.
He also boasts about the Maypen East Health Center that should be built. They are seeking lands to build a $1 billion facility, modern facility. And these are just a few things that he boasts about. All of our hospitals, our 4 main hospitals in Clarendon have gotten major upgrades. So I don't know what PNP are talking about. Maypen Hospital, every single room down there are using, even the old hospital where then they abandon.
So when you see people gonna go out,
right throughout. Father Rusty, big up yourself.
When you see Rusty, when you see people gonna go out
Anyways,
and
go run left for Manchester United at play.
Oh, Galan. All right. When you see people,
send me the scorecard. We're going to win the final. I'll send the final with it.
Yeah,
hell no. Manchester now win.
Hey, Marcia, man, me kick you off our platform. Let's go on.
Me, I tell you, Manchester now win.
Boy, win and laugh off a Munchie.
Manchester now win.
Sorry, Marcia. We're going to win.
Marcia, shut up, man. Marcia.
Manchester now win.
Marcia, shut up.
Manchester now win. We're gonna give you belly gripe
shut the
today.
fuck up. Shut up right now.
Manchester now win. We're gonna give you belly gripe to the Rusty. We're gonna give you belly hot to the Rusty. Manchester now win. Manchester now in Premier League. That can
you know, sir,
right. Yes.
if me they love you, no, if me they love you, would I tell you exactly what Rusty said?
So we have to say, Rusty don't love me.
Yeah,
Rusty don't love me.
Hey, Master.
Rusty love every woman.
Master.
Mm-hmm.
It's if I didn't hear you pinch up on a fat part, they say.
Here and out. Let's get back to politics. Let's get back to politics. As I was saying.
Nobody can tell me what to talk about. Now tell me what to get back to.
As I was saying, well, I'm talking about politics. Totally interrupt me with the Manchester gonna win. How dare you?
Yes, sir. We are gonna win. We are gonna win. We are gonna win. We are gonna win. No Liverpool around here. No Liverpool around here. Firebun for Liverpool. Firebun for Ghana. Firebun for Chelsea. Firebun. Manchester United to the world.
No, hear this now. We're Ghana politics and Ghana football.
Guys, have you heard anything about Mbappe? I just see a post where they are saying that he's missing.
Missing up from where?
From Barcelona. They're finding his phone and 24 hours now nobody can make contact with him.
What do you mean? Wow.
Yeah, and they are saying that they have one football, one defender. I remember his name, but they have as the lead suspect.
You mind a fake news, you know?
I don't know. We see all the French president a comment on it.
This is on BBC News too? BBC World News too?
I don't know how credible it is, Miss Marcia.
No,
that's why I'm asking you guys if you come across anything.
I don't think that is credible because all of those players have bodyguards.
No, that's what I ask.
That's why sometimes people get upset with me because you see me have to look for all of the international news them first and confirm it before me come say that.
No, I did not say happening, Miss Marcia.
No, I'm just saying.
Just ask that question.
Yeah, I know. When
Mbappe bodyguard. Say Sharon say fake news.
There you go.
Okay. Because we see all the French president a comment on it.
No, but that would be something.
Somebody say a football troll.
Okay.
You see how news fly? Somebody doesn't want him to play, so they might put out this fake news.
Mbappe, one of my favorite ball. I like to deal with Messi in the World Cup, you know.
He's mine too. Love the France.
He's my favorite footballer.
Yeah, man. I like to deal with Messi in the World Cup, you know. They have to tease him.
You know, guys.
So, Rusty, where you going with? What politics are going with? Big up yourself.
I man, I give thanks to life, you know.
Happy Easter, you know, you not born for morning.
Oh, I get bun, you know, me no eat bun.
Oh, I bet you if me ask you if you don't get the bun for morning, you not trust me.
Rusty, stop telling life on Arsenal, but the Arsenal started. Stop it! No, Rusty. You come out for the live Red Brigade, Red Renegade. Come out for this before me block you.
Master, why don't you shut up?
Rusty, now one of my good friend wife, Ghana Panama, left him bun bus in the air. In
Master, make I tell you something plank. Make I tell you something plank. You see, when woman go a nice place like beach where they have to take off them clothes and all these and foreigner someplace.
Yes,
brother,
boy.
God help you to blood clot. Anyway, woman they where they have to take off them clothes, them in a problem.
Hey, Rusty, better not tell me who she got a Panama with. It's church. Yeah. So she got with the pastor and the deacon.
But guess what? Guess what? At least it's not Dubai. At least it's not Dubai.
If I Dubai time, I see if I'm Panama.
Which part Dubai safer?
Hawaii.
Which part Dubai safer? At least it's not Dubai. You ever hear where them are Dubai?
I don't know Hawaii.
Yeah, what about Hawaii?
Yeah, worry about Hawaii. You better worry about Howard.
About more about the pastor, the deacon.
Oh, why is not the problem? It's hard the problem.
He messaged me yesterday, though, Miss Marcia.
Pardon me?
He messaged me yesterday, Mr. Winston.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, mess with me yesterday. And then I come and ask him where if his wife gone to church. He said no. His wife gone to Mexico, Panama, with the church.
Well, as me say, no, anybody, I put it on my something there, anybody who disappear on Good Friday and come back Easter Monday, reappear.
Mr. Winston.
Them all get bone.
Mr. Winston, make sure you know.
You hear Mr. Winston? Mr. Winston.
That's where last I didn't mind up. I mean, no country man love chop and licking a head with hammer. That's where last.
A bone no get anybody you see disappear on Good Friday and come back Easter Monday. A bone no get bone.
It is a season for it.
Right, so when you go on, they talk about your wife gone a pastor.
Mr. Winston, you know, sir, when we were in Jamaica, we used to work out a country, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we used to left a woman them and gone all the way and mobile go work all over my country. And one youth come on the site and the boss the man start sneeze. And the boss tease the man and tell him, say, hey, woman a give him body. You know, he pack up and left the job?
Yeah, man, it happened. It's with the pan side, because I want to wear the one big building at Green Acres. And we usually stay down there every 2 weeks before coming. And man, usually mouth man pan site about Bonal and something there. Upon the site, let me get all the name, John Major.
Okay.
Be a mountain. I got to manage the mouth to fight, brother. I left.
Yeah, that's true. We said the man pack up him bag and left for evening. When we ask him, man, where am I go? The man say, I go home.
But you're a fucking idiot. Where am I go home go? If you're there, I work money for the woman and woman abon you. Where you go home when you not have money? Where you go?
We work good money, you know?
Hold on, let me ask you something, Plank. You're there on a site I work good money. See, and the woman abon you.
Where you going to go?
Well, man. Then if you go home now, where you broke on no money, what will happen? You go burn up.
Yeah, going to work, no problem.
Aye.
Going to no problem. Because when the woman want go out and want money for buy this hour,
one thing we can't tell any man say. One thing we can't tell any man say. So don't go and fret for money, you go have strokes. Because that's a sitting where you can't have.
I want a heavy load for car, man.
If a woman is
a heavy load for car?
Another heavy load. It feeling. I heavy